We're down in Grossi's Point, Marpur, one of my favourite spots in the world, and that's my boat. I only paid $4 for it. She needs a bit of work. She needs new batteries, new belts, new hoses, wee bit of maintenance on the inside, and she needs the outside scraped and anti-fouled. Once I get that all done, we're going to do a mission. One snapper frame with the wings still on it, and it always amazes me how many people that fish throw that away. They're really good jumping and chewing. Beef liver. Yummy. You get into school, eh, honey?
Yeah.
What do you mean yucky? Liver's the best food in the whole world, and you know it, honey. Bruno knows it. Bruno knows it, don't you? I didn't say eat up yet, Bruno. Well, I did say it then. Bruno, eat up. Ah! Fingers again. Right, a little bit of information about Bruno that I keep getting asked. What is the lump on his head there? That is a scar from a boar about 4 years ago. What is the lump at the back? That's a lymphoma or lipoma, I think you say. Correct, someone correct me if I'm wrong. What's his breed? He is pure Dogo Argentino. How much does he weigh? He is 65 kg. How old is he? 8 years old. Older than you'd expect a large breed like this to get. He's way larger than the matrix for a Dogo Argentino. He's way oversized. Well, duck shooting season's over, and don't they fucking know it. Just filthy with ducks. Well, it is good to see after the end of the season there's still a healthy population there. Some paradise ducks coming in. They may see me and fly over the top. Yeah, they're going to do a detour, I think. No, they're going to come in regardless. No, they saw me, they're going to carry on. Going to land in the paddock. There's a couple down there on the driveway too. There's ducks everywhere this morning. Here comes some more. They're going to land, coming in low. Straight over top of me. Yeah, guys. And of course I've got this here, and I had this yesterday, which was a legal day to shoot ducks. Today it's not, and it's just ducks everywhere. It's just like they know. I mean, do they know, or is it just Murphy's Law? It's bizarre, isn't it? Bugger if I know. They're safe, very safe. It's just fucking ducks everywhere this morning now. Am I shitting me? It's like the season's over. They're flying over the top of me. Yesterday I was out here with my 410. Harry was in the paddock next door, so I couldn't shoot anyway. But the night before I went out and there was nothing. It was just absolutely nothing. Yeah, mate, I understand. Yep, yeah, you're free. There he goes. And often the mallards fight with the paradise ducks. Jeez. There's Bruno at the end of the driveway. Who's that, Poe? And what's he doing up there? Maybe he's just getting too tired for walking. Too old. You leave it, Poe. Couple of grey herons in the paddock. This duck's been hanging in my cooler a lot longer than it should have. It was shot 3 days ago. It's in their guts and all, but I'm going to take it out. I'm also going to take out this leg of fat wild pork. I'm going to make that into something that's going to go with a duck. The fat on that. Holy cow. Well, I need something else for this duck recipe. I see a lot of people use orange in ducks, and young Mitchell, who took me out duck shooting, he said when he cooks a duck, he puts the orange inside it and puts bacon on the outside. Well, I don't have any bacon, so what I do have is I have some wild pork, and I also have some salt, but it's barbecued smoked salt that I bought on the special. I'll show you that when we get back to the duck. So I'm going to salt some pork, I'm going to pluck the duck, and get some oranges out of the orchard. After I've got my duck all prepared, I'm going to stuff them with the oranges and put the pork strips on the outside of the duck, because this pork that I've got's got a lot of fat in it, and duck is traditionally quite dry. This tree's got some delicious oranges on it. They really are good chomping. They look a bit funny because they haven't been sprayed, but I can tell you what, the inside of them are juicy as. So I reckon we'll get a couple. Take one there. It's a good looking one, feels nice. What's this guy feel like? He feels pretty juicy as well, we'll take him as well. And that should be enough for our duck. Just while I'm thinking about it, if any of you guys that hunt duck have some recipes, I'm talking about wild duck, not duck that's farm bred or domestic, but wild. If you've got any really cool recipes that have been handed down from your family, or just ones you've experimented with and found work really well, if you wouldn't mind just like copying and pasting them to the comment section, because I always want to learn more about cooking, and I have learnt some of my best recipes from fellow hunters that have, like me, tried stuff out and failed, but also had some wins. Today's recipe is one that I've never done before. It's in my head, I've been thinking about it. It may not work. And that's what can happen when you're trying to create something new. I'm just going off what other people have told me about, but I'm also adapting my own ideas to it. Just if you do have any, post them up please. All the dogs are just exhausted. They've done 2 days hunting solid and they're buggered. Is that nice in there, Po, eh? Open to kennel up, she didn't even jump out. She wants to stay there. I understand that. Plenty of ducks flying over right now. So I've got the hot water boiling for this. We're going to pluck it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grind up some of this here, which I bought on special for $10. It was reduced to clear, and it's smoky barbecue butcher's salt. Normally it's 15 bucks. And I'm going to grind it down a bit and get it more powdery. Slice up some of this and make my own sort of homemade bacon. Not real bacon, but just something to act like bacon. Trying to utilise the fat on this here. And that is my very finely sliced fat pig. This is from a sow I caught last month. She's in good nick. We're going to put this salt in there now and give it a bit of a mix up. This jar comes with these clips that hold the lid on and a wee rubber seal, which is quite cool because afterwards I could use that for a lard jar and pour some fat in, maybe a bit of rosemary. Quite a lot of salt, and there's a few herbs in there. It needs a bit of a mix up, doesn't it? Maybe we need to give it a shake. Let's look in there. What have we got in there? Oh, stuff. Okay, so what we've got in there, we've got some sea salt, Mexican chili powder, spices, some paprika, mustard, some kosher salt, spices and herbs. That's going to be really good, but we're going to mush it up a bit more, get into a bit of a powder, so it really gets into the wild pork. We'll come to that. How's it looking? Bloody good. I'm going to dust some of this on the bottom of the container. Spread around. This is a pig that Po caught with my two dogs a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. And it was a really successful hunt. Dogs got there very quickly. The meat wasn't damaged much, very little. And as you can see, she was a fat pig. If you want to watch that hunt, it's on my Patreon, like most of my pig hunting is, due to the graphic nature of dog and knife hunting. But that's what it takes to catch these wild pigs where I live. Oh, I'm salivating just looking at that fat there. Bloody good. So the question is, can you mix pork with duck? I haven't read any recipes. I'm sure you can. And there's only one way to find out. And we're going to do that right today. I almost need some more salt, I think. I'll have to smash another batch in. Our poor man's bacon's good. So we're just going to leave that in there and then come back to it later. Now we're going to pluck this duck. Right, 1 pot of boiled water. I could have actually done more than that. Why do we put hot water on the duck to pluck it? Well, ducks' feathers, like most birds, are connected to skin, and then the connective tissue under that is muscle. That's how they ruffle their feathers up. So by putting the hot water in there, what it does is it relaxes all the muscle and lets go of the quills of the feathers, and you can then pluck them. That's the theory. I'm probably going to hold them down for about a minute. One hot duck. Ideally you want to pluck your duck straight after you caught it. The ideal when you're plucking is to hold on to the feathers for as long as you can. End up with a big handful like that. She's looking a little bit suspicious, isn't she? She's looking straight at the duck and what I'm doing here. I hope it's not one of her relations. So ducky is plucked. I've taken the wings off, or as much of the wing that you can't eat. There's all feathers on them anyway. It's taken me about 5 minutes. Actually, that's a tall story. It's taken me a good 10 minutes to pluck this properly. I'm not going to show you the gutting process, but I will tell you about it. If I show you the gutting process, some bloody snowflake will report it and you won't even get to see the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my knife up around the bum, up along the spine, cut it open there, tear the guts out. If I had a lot of ducks, I'd be keeping the livers, but I'll just be feeding this to the dogs, so it's not enough to make something with. Now, here's an important thing. This is a drake, so you can see where the tail feathers held on too long, and I pulled a bit of flesh away, which is kind of a good thing because I can show you these. I don't know why they leave them in the shops if you buy a shop-bought duck. One of my mates came around my place the other day with a duck that he bought, and we cooked it up and it had these in them, and I just can't understand why, because that tastes like shit. If you bite into one of those, it'll taste horrible, and if you cook the duck with that in there, the flavour will go through quite a bit. Right, I'll tear the guts out of it and come back to it. Well, I think I've showed you these before. This is a caping knife, and it's really good for doing duck. So if you haven't got a caping knife and you're a duck shooter, get yourself a caping knife. Really good for rabbits and hares too. Bloody great wee knife. Easily 6 good tablespoons of salt in that. Going to give that a bit of a boil up. Right, duck can go in there for about 10 or 15 minutes. You just sink to the bottom, mate, will be all good. It's good. What that's going to do, it's going to just get rid of the gamey flavour, but also whiten the meat up a wee bit on the inside. But get rid of that sort of strong gamey flavour. Not that it bothers me, but not everybody's into it. I'll come back to that shortly. My duck's had about, well, longer than I wanted actually. It's had about 15 to 20 minutes, and it's fair boiling in there. I'm going to turn that right off and try and hook it out of there without burning myself. I'm poking a steel up its bum. Try and hook into it. There we go. Got it. Let that drain off. Just going to stand it there for a while with its bum pointing down. It'll be bloody hot. Like so. That'll drain off. Good. And open that window. Some air go through. This caping knife's really good for doing oranges. Duck's dried off, and I've got some hot water going here. I'm going to take that off, and this is fair boiling. And in here I've got my orange skins. Going to smack them in there. That's going to basically just blanch them, and that'll get rid of that real bitter taste that you can get on orange skin, because I want to keep these for my duck. They've had about 3 or 4 minutes. That's enough. Can drain off beside my duck. I'm going to heat my camp oven to about 160, so we'll pop that in there so we know what's going on, and come back to that very shortly. Poe's outside trying to find a rat, aren't you, Poe? Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. Good dog, good dog, good dog. That's that other dead rat caught by Poe. Good girl. That's the wee one. Well done, mate. Good girl. There's a rat. Good dog. Good dog. She's growling at it. We've got a real problem around here with rats, eh? I've poisoned, I've trapped, and they're not going in the traps. That one there I think might have been poisoned because it's out in the daytime, but it's the first time She can't get secondaries from it because she doesn't eat them if it has been poisoned, but we're just not really getting on top of them, and really upsetting my daughter, Dayla. She can't sleep at night. I've got 4 traps over there, all with butter in them, and nothing's happening. Bizarre, isn't it? So far, Poe's caught the most. She's done better than the Good Nature trap, which I paid 190 bucks for, and she's done better than all the snap traps, the live traps, the poison. She's the rat catcher, aren't you, Gil? Good Gil. Right, let's go back inside and carry on cooking that duck. These are some of my ingredients. I'm going to use rosemary. I'm going to cut this right in half along there, and I'm going to smack that in half too. Obviously going to put the orange inside the duck and a bit of pepper. Down inside I've seasoned with pepper and salt. You probably can't see down there, but that's the orange stuff down on either side. I've got a bit of rosemary. I'm going to stick my shallot up in there with my garlic, whole big piece. Smack that in. And I've actually got 2 bits, put another bit in there. I've got lots of garlic. So inside my duck, I've got shallot, onion, rosemary, salt and pepper, and I've done the outside with the orange peel that's been blanched. Now we start the magic of wrapping the duck with fat pork, salted pork. Because wild duck can be quite dry, I want to use the real fatty bits of pork. What I've done is, I've cut these chopsticks up, basically like made them into toothpicks. Would you look at the fat on that? It's hard to imagine it's wild pork, and it's wrapped up our ducky just nice. So we're going to smash that into an oven bag and into the camp oven. My temp's almost there. I want to get 160. It's very low temp. We're going to cook this out because we don't want to dry it out, but that should be good. Our wild duck is in the camp oven, inside the oven bag. I'll put the other orange on the outside for moisture and flavour. I'm going to smash the lid on and come back to that in half an hour and check it. We don't want to get too hot. Well, you stuffed that, didn't you? I bought that at Animates for over 100 bucks, so they have some nice, comfortable cushioning, and they fucked it. Yep, yes you have. You've rooted it. Absolutely rooted it. Why would they make something for dogs that dogs can destroy? It's supposed to be waterproof. Now it's nothing proof. It's just buggered. Rightio, my duck's been cooking for 1 hour and 3/4. I tweaked the temp up a little bit. It's probably a little bit hot, 200, should be more like 160. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over. So we'll just rock this over now. Oh, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good in there. Feels good too. Rightio, we've got some steam going there and leeks in. Celery on top of that, which really complements duck. Check this out. Nice baby capsicum, yellow. I've put a wee bit of pink Himalayan salt on that with seaweed, and I'm steaming it with it on just to infuse it into it. Veggie's almost done, but I do want to put a tomato in. I'm going to lightly steam that for about 1 to 2 minutes. Oh man, you guys should smell this. Oh, golly gee, that is so good. I'm going to try a little taste of this pork. It's going to be a big taste, that pork. Oh, first food today. Excuse me. This is why I hunt. Sorry. Oh Lord, that is divine. I haven't even got to the duck. That pork is divine. The salt, the flavour of the duck going through it. The fat is just to die for. Right, let's get this duck out and start chopping it up. Man, this is just so good. I've just opened the breast meat up, and as you can see, it's 160 on the inside, which is perfect. Now let's take this breast meat off and have a look at it. Smells divine. I'm going to cut it up so I'm cutting down onto the skin, not the other way around. This is going into my preheated plate. This is going to be a great way for me to break my fast. You don't have to be rich like a king to live like a king. Look at that duck, just done to perfection. Well, this is my first meal of the day. Sun's going down. I've got a couple of friends joining me for dinner. But they'll just be watching and waiting for scraps. A couple of chickens. And you guys. And this is what I love about being a YouTuber is tonight I'm alone. My daughter's away on some adventure somewhere again. So I'm not really eating alone. I'm eating with you. Moment of truth. What is this duck going to be like? It looks perfect. I haven't tried it. I have tried a bit of bacon, but not this. Here we go. Tender. Perfect. Absolutely bloody perfect. Oh. Bit of fat. That orange really works well with the bacon. It's not bacon, it's just wild pork done in the salt. Oh, mate. Who doesn't like duck? That was better than the last duck I cooked. Way tender. I put that down to the oven bag. So, low heat, 155. If you want to be pinker than I've got mine, because mine's not that pink on the inside. Some people like their duck a bit gamey and pinker. Go say, yeah, 150 to 155. I was actually 160 to 180. I only cooked it for just under 2 hours. Oh, that's good. And try some veggies with it. You know, celery is always good with duck. And so is tomatoes, actually all vegetables. Oh yes, now the celery is a real compliment today. Oh my lord. This is so good. One of my mates likes duck and beetroot sandwiches. It's too good to waste this in a sandwich just by itself. You can smell the garlic and the fragrance of the rosemary and the orange just coming through. That's perfect. And not even in an oven, just a camp oven. And that's the breast meat. What's a drumstick like? Meat is always sweet off the bone. The hole on it is from where I put the skewer through to hold the wrapped pork on the outside. All the chickens now know there's food to be happening. Ain't gonna happen, guys. It's time for them to roost in the old oak tree. Not that old. Probably 20 years old, that tree. We'll try a bit of drumstick. It's probably a bit tougher. I don't know. Definitely tougher, but good chomping and chewing. Hell yeah. And of course, that red wine that comes from the Arbitrary Valley. Just to help wash it down. Oh, I know fuck all about wine, but that tastes good to me. Right, this was a experiment. I've never done it before. I actually have done it before. I'm telling a tall story. I used to do something very similar with Muscovy duck years ago. If my mate Peter Prue's watching this, remember the time I gave you the Muscovy duck and bacon and you ended up loving the bacon more than the duck? Well, this is taken, you know, with the orange and the inside and a few other little different things done. Remember to boil it first in hot water for 10-15 minutes, just get that gamey flavour out, and you'll end up with really nice, tasty, tender duck. I would rate this out of 10. I give it a solid 9. What would make it better? Probably just the vegetables I've done, just a quick, you know, mock-up of mixed vegetables. I could have done something to complement it a little bit better, but I'm only cooking for myself. But the duck itself, as you can see, I'm still sticking it in my mouth when I'm talking, which I shouldn't be doing, which I do apologise for. Well, this has been an absolute winner of a recipe, an experiment that turned out. So to answer the title of the video, can you cook pork with duck? Hell yes you can. It works fantastically. Good luck with your own harvesting of wild pork, duck, or whether you're buying it or a mate's giving it to you. However you're coming across it, whether you're growing it, out there trapping it, getting it with a bow, with a spear, with a rifle, dogs, knife, doesn't matter. You're putting it on the table, you're feeding your friends, your family, your loved ones, and yourself. Good luck with that. I hope it's going well for you. Try this recipe. You will not be disappointed. And be good. If you can't be good, then be careful. See you later. Been working hard, but now we're done. Finally the weekend's come. Boom, boom. Duck tonight. It's a winner. It's absolutely a winner. Gaze into the morning sky. See it with the hunter's eye. Boom, boom. Duck tonight. Goodie, mate. And we don't care if the antis cry. If it flies, then it dies. Boom, boom. Duck tonight. That faithful dog will fetch the kill. Well, hunting's more than just a thrill. Boom, boom. Duck tonight. We'll feed our friends and family well on that waterfowl. Boom, boom. Duck tonight. Duck tonight.